Now, what I want to share with you in this video is very, very powerful if we let it in. And it's something that many of us might say, yeah, I know that, I get it, I've heard it, but I want you to really let it in. And it's the idea that your parents were children too. Your parents also have a wounded inner child. Your parents probably experienced the same kind of wounds that you have experienced. And it goes deep because by you contemplating on that perspective, by you meditating on that idea, we'll realize that this is not to... We've all had different experiences. I had a really good childhood. Some people haven't. So this is not to make that right, their behavior, not to justify their behavior or anything like that. But one thing that I invite you to do is to learn about your parents' childhood. This was an idea by Louise Hay, and it's a very powerful idea. Is for you to learn about their childhood. If you can't talk to them about it, maybe talking to other family members or friends, and learn about their childhood. Because, like I said, this is not gonna make it right. This isn't gonna justify anything that happened, but it's going to allow you to have more compassion and empathy. Because now you realize that maybe they went through the same thing that they put you through or that you went through, and maybe even at a much higher level for many more years. And even like not falling back to that, what I talked about in another video, of comparing your wounds and comparing your childhoods and comparing your journey. I highly invite you not to do that. Please. Because you can never put yourself fully in that person's shoes. You can never know exactly what they went through. You can never know exactly how they felt. So no comparing. But once you have an idea of what they went through, once you know what they survived, you can understand your childhood a little better. Not that you need to understand it, but it allows you to have a much different perspective. Now you're looking at your childhood from a whole different point of view, with a whole different set of glasses, but now just full of compassion, understanding, love. For me, for example, my mother had a very loving mother. She passed away when she was very young. Very young. And my mother is the youngest of 4. So she has 3 siblings, 2 brothers and a sister, all older. So when their mother passed away, she had to be the woman of the house because everyone else was old enough to work, even though they were very young. But they worked so they could bring money to the house. So she would be the one that cooked, cleaned, and did everything else in the house. And I think she was 8 years old, cooking for 3 other brothers and a sister. 2 brothers and a sister. At 8 years old, taking care of a house because her father was a jerk. Sorry, it's the truth. I'm not judging, but that's the other side of the picture, that she had very challenging experiences with her father. So there's no way for me to put myself in her shoes of what she went through. She went through hell at different times of her life. And now, I can't, if she didn't say the phrase that I expected her to say when I was a kid, or now, or whatever, I can't be mad. I can't. Because I know she went through that childhood, and she's an amazing mother, an incredible mother. Of course, for every human being, there's going to be room for growth, room for more of something that you want or need or whatever. Of course, we're all human beings going through a journey in life. She's an incredible mother after what she went through. And same for my father, it was a whole different childhood, but for example, one very specific thing that we've talked about in my family. Throughout his whole life, his mother was very loving, and my grandmother is one of the most influential people I've ever had in my life. I feel one of the reasons why I'm very loving and compassionate and caring is because I grew up with a beautiful grandmother, incredible woman, amazing human being. And even though she was that way, she could never say I love you to my father. Never. And my father's father, whom I never met because he passed away before I was born, wasn't there as much, and they never heard an I love you from them. Never. So as I grew up, looking back, I felt like, wow, like, why did I never hear that? Why did I never maybe feel that at points, if I'm honest enough, right? At different points, maybe I didn't feel love because they were so busy with the restaurant and the stuff to try to put food on our table that I felt neglected, I felt abandoned. And at times I was very angry at my father. I'll be honest with you, I was very angry at him. Even though he's an amazing person, he's a very nice person. People love him. But at times I felt anger towards him, to be fully honest with you. And now I realize, like, wow, he probably never felt love from his parents. And he's still an amazing father. Like, I could sit here for hours talking about beautiful things that my parents, beautiful qualities that they have, beautiful behaviors they have towards me, towards my sister, towards people around us. So when I think, like, when you look back at a wound that you have, but now you have this perspective of maybe looking at it through your parents' shoes, through your parents' point of view, through their perspective, realizing that they were going through a lot too at the time you were a child. And they have unhealed wounds from their childhood. Then it's like, I can't be mad at them. I can't be angry. Not even if I tried. Because I realized, like, even though they went through what they went through, and I don't know even close to everything they went through, they're still amazing parents who always try their best. And their best is going to be different at different points of their lives. But they really try the best at the time, whatever they can, because they might be going through so much in their own journey that whatever they can give me might feel like nothing to me, but that's truly their best. And you start to develop so much compassion and so much empathy, and it's so easy sometimes to forgive them after that. That it just radically shifts your healing journey. I talk about healing sometimes just layers, right? We peel the layers and layer after layer, and you heal something and maybe there's a deeper wound to heal, and you heal that and maybe there's a deeper one. I feel like with this we were just peeling so many layers. so many layers through our healing journey. And I believe that when there's a deep anger or frustration or something that we need to heal towards them, these might be the first step towards getting there. And I'm thinking of making a whole nother video on forgiveness, because that's a deeper topic, and I want to make a specific video for that. And I made an older one too about forgiving parents when they're not longer alive. But I'm thinking of making another one, because it's truly powerful. Truly powerful. I'm actually thinking of doing a program on forgiveness. I think it can shift our lives in so many ways. But I just invite you to consider this idea, consider this possibility, consider this way of looking at your childhood, at your journey, through a different point of view. Putting yourself in your parents' shoes as much as you can, as much as you're willing to. And the other thing too is that we're never going to feel ready to do this if it was very painful what you experienced or something. You're never going to feel ready. A lot of people talk about that. I just don't feel like I'm ready for it. We're never going to feel fully ready. So get the support that you need if you need someone to support you through it. If at the time you're watching this you want to reach out to me to see if I can support you through that, I'll be happy to if I feel like I can. If not, maybe I'll recommend other people, or find someone who you really resonate with, whose approach to healing you resonate with. Find the support that if you feel like you need that. But I truly, highly invite you to consider this. And there can be so much healing that happens through this. So much healing. That's it. I'll just leave you with the idea and the food for thought that if we can't free our parents from our past, then we can't truly free ourselves from it.